In this video, I'm going to be explaining to you why you might not be seeing the results that you want with calisthenics or with bodyweight training. So to begin, and what I believe is the most important point, is the fact that you're not training to failure. What this means is that you're not pushing yourself to the limit that you currently have. So the only way to create a new limit is to hit that limit that you have right now. For example, a mistake that you might be making is jumping on the pull-up bar, doing 7 or 8 reps, and then you have a couple reps left, but you don't use those reps. In the grand scheme of things, it might seem like it's fine, but after 2 or 3 sets, if you haven't done at least one where you're pushing yourself 100%, it's really going to hold you back, because in one workout, if you do 5 or 6 movements and you do 2 or 3 sets per movement, you have to take at least 3 or 4 of them to failure. So what I'd recommend, or a difference to make that will change your body and help you with muscle building and strength as well, is to do 3 sets per movement or 4 sets per movement and taking one of them to failure. So at least 1 set per movement has to be you pushing it to your absolute maximum level that you can. And that way your body has a reason to change, because the body is very stubborn, and you may have heard the saying that the body takes the path of least resistance, and that's very true. If your body doesn't have a real reason to change, it's not going to change. So the only way to force it to change and get stronger and improve and build muscle is to push through that limit that you have right now. So you have to really give it everything you've got. It takes a bit of mental preparation. Before you start the set, you can't just grab the weight and start lifting it. If you're going to go to failure, you have to really let that sink in before you start the set, and as they say, lock it in. So once you lock it in, you're ready to go for the set, and you've cut out all the other bullshit that's around, and you just lift to the maximum that you can. And that's my first tip: take 1 set to failure per exercise. So this second tip or point as to why you might not be progressing with bodyweight training is that you're treating the gym and bodyweight training the same, in the sense that you're still doing isolation movements, and the point of bodyweight training is to build muscle from head to toe and to use your body as one unit and to become very functional. So for example, if you're doing bodyweight training and you decide to buy resistance bands and you're doing bicep curls, so like this for example, right, so this is an isolation movement. It's only going to work on my bicep if I do it properly and nothing else. So what you want to do instead is actually focus on compound movements and not isolation movements. So there's a lot of exercises that you can do that are better than a resistance band bicep curl. So one of them is a chin up. So you grab the bar narrow like this and you just pull yourself up. So that, for example, is still going to work my bicep, which is the target muscle. But on top of that, it's going to work my core, and I'm moving my whole body weight. So you actually want to seek challenge in the movements that you do, because challenge equals change. If you're doing isolation movements, yes, it's going to feel good and you might be doing something, but you're not actually going to be maximizing your time or training as efficiently as possible. So my recommendation is to stop doing isolation movements, not 100%, but cut out most of them because you don't need them, and actually do big body movements. So chin ups, pull ups, dips, press ups, things that require more than one muscle group to be working at a time. This final example, I'm going to demonstrate the third point on why calisthenics or bodyweight training hasn't given you the results that you want, and that is incomplete form or using your ego too much. So one of the main purposes of each muscle is more or less to fully lengthen or contract. If you want to build muscle, you need to actually do that properly. So when it comes to pull-ups, if you're doing pull-ups and you're only going halfway up or halfway down, then the muscle's going to reflect that. Your range of motion and the movements that you do should be complete and full. So in an example such as the pull-up, if you're training with your ego, you're going to try to do as many as you can, but they won't look that good, because this is what most people do. So they go up And then because they can't do a good number of reps that they're happy with going all the way down, what they do is they go down halfway like this and back up again. So it might feel good when you're going halfway up, halfway down, and you're counting the reps and you're saying, oh, 1, 2, 3, but that's not actually using the muscle 100% as it's supposed to be used. So make sure you go all the way up, all the way down on pull-ups, for example, and make sure that you know how to properly do any exercise that you want to do and that you do it properly. Even if it means you're starting at low numbers and your reps are not that high, that's not important. The most important thing is to build muscle in a safe and effective manner and to build your physique properly. And with that being said, if you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe.